Cemetery Man, also known as Dellamorte Dellamore, is an older film. When I was a teenager, I had a zombie movie phase where I discovered stuff like Dawn of the Dead, the original Romero film, and I wanted to get my hands on every single zombie movie that ever existed. So I watched this movie before, a long time ago, and I didn't remember most of it. So since this movie has a Blu-ray remaster, I rented it from a specialty video shop. Wanted to revisit it. This is about a magic cursed graveyard run by Francisco. He is Francisco Dellamorte, and he and his little helper Nagi, his best friend, a sort of simpleton, don't want to lose their jobs because whenever they have a burial, the person comes back to life with their personality, a little bit of extra strength, and the only way to stop them is to destroy the brain. So every night after they bury and have a service, he has to basically stay vigilant and use a gun to re-kill the dead. And he finds himself in a bit of a pickle when he falls for a widow who recently had her husband buried. And the plot gets a little bit more labyrinthine as more events happen. It's a very macabre mix of romance, fantasy, horror. Less of a horror, more of a dark comedy, really. The first half of the movie is very straightforward, but then it gets very strange with more deaths and more zaniness. The movie becomes very existential near the end as Francisco starts to lose a grip on reality and starts trying to kill people before they die, so he doesn't have to re-kill them. And then the movie ends on a really somewhat of a pretentious note, but this is a film by Michel Soavi, who also did Stage Fright, a pretty interesting atmospheric slasher. And this movie's no different. It's got some cool gore effects. It's very atmospheric. It's very dreamlike. I like the set design. I like the acting. Overall, Cemetery Man's a very interesting horror offer because it's not just a zombie film. It's got some other weird layers going on. So overall, Cemetery Man is worth checking out, and I give it a 7 out of 10.